If you thought Russian royalty was dramatic, buckle up. Empress Elizabeth of Russia didn't just rule. She reigned with sparkle, scandal, and straight-up chaos. Think powdered wigs and powdered tempers, all wrapped in silk and ego. Born in 1709 to Peter the Great and his second wife, the peasant-turned-empress Catherine I, Elizabeth was technically illegitimate, but she had royal audacity in spades. No one bothered giving the girl a proper education. Why would they? Peter never thought a daughter from his second wife would end up on the throne. But Elizabeth didn't need school books when she had killer looks, razor-sharp charm, and the dramatic flair of a woman destined to outshine everyone. She stormed through court life on horseback, turned every ballroom into her runway, and made sure her rivals stayed 2 twirls behind. Her early life was tragedy wrapped in tiara. Her father, Peter the Great, once tried to marry her off to the young Louis XV of France, who was still a child at the time. But the French royals brutally declined. Why? Because although Elizabeth was Peter's daughter, her mother, Catherine I, had started out as a servant and laundress, only later becoming empress after Peter legitimized their relationship. Basically, the French said, "Thanks, but no thanks." She had the looks, but not the pedigree. To the ultra-snobby French court, that was enough to scream unfit. So they passed. Hard. Then, both of Elizabeth's parents died, followed by her fiancé, before she even turned 20. And her cousin Anna Ivanovna? Oh, she didn't throw her a pity party. She saw it as the perfect chance to shove Elizabeth into royal obscurity. Elizabeth's beauty only made things worse. One day, Anna asked a visiting Chinese minister who he thought was the most beautiful woman at court. He pointed straight at Elizabeth. Anna seethed. After that, Elizabeth's love life was over. Noble matches were banned. Marry a commoner? Say goodbye to your title. But Elizabeth? She wasn't one to fade quietly into the velvet. She had affairs with palace staff, including a dreamy sergeant named Shubin. When Anna found out, she didn't just fire him. She had his tongue cut out and shipped him to Siberia. Gone. No goodbye note. Of course, Elizabeth rebounded in style, with a Ukrainian peasant-turned-choir boy named Alexis Razumovsky. Angelic voice, loyal in bed, and eventually rumored to be her secret husband. He earned the nickname Emperor of the Night, and honestly, he understood the assignment. By 1741, Elizabeth had enough of playing nice. In full drama queen glory, she staged a coup wearing a metal breastplate over a ball gown, shouting to the guards, "Who do you want to serve? Me, your natural sovereign, or those who stole my inheritance?" Mic drop. The army backed her. She overthrew a literal baby cousin Ivan VI, locked him up for life, and claimed the throne. No bloodshed, just a full-on flex. Once in power, she didn't just rule, she performed. Her court? A never-ending masquerade. She owned over 15,000 gowns and famously refused to wear the same one twice. She passed laws banning anyone from copying her hairstyle, her accessories, her look. One court lady who accidentally twinned with the empress got lashed across the face. French fabric merchants had to offer their goods to her first, or face arrest. Fashion wasn't a luxury. It was law. Don't mess with the original influencer. Aging gracefully? Not her thing. As Elizabeth got older, her tantrums escalated, especially if a younger, prettier woman walked by. The word death was banned in her presence. If she didn't hear it, maybe it wouldn't happen. Her private masquerade balls turned into gender-bending metamorphosis parties, where she'd show up as a Cossack or a carpenter, looking fierce in trousers and stealing the show. The empress wanted all eyes on her, and she got them. But behind the silken sequins was a steel spine. Elizabeth outlawed executions, but not punishment. Rebels didn't die, but they definitely wished they had. She borrowed from her cousin Anna's punishment playbook and made it even more twisted. Public beatings in front of jeering courtiers? Check. Tongue removals for treasonous gossip? Oh yes. And her signature punishment? Forced exile to the icy isolation of Siberia, without explanation, without ceremony. It wasn't justice. It was theater. Cruel, imperial, and always front-row seats for Elizabeth's court. Her overthrown baby cousin Ivan VI? Imprisoned for life. His name erased from coins, documents, everything. Only Elizabeth knew who the mysterious prisoner was, and she never told. Then came her obsession with succession. She imported her nephew Peter from Germany and married him off to a teenage Sophia from Anhalt-Zerbst, aka future Catherine the Great. But when Catherine gave birth to their son Paul, Elizabeth didn't send flowers. She stole the baby, literally snatched him from the midwife's arms, and raised him herself, badly. Once, baby Paul fell from his crib and slept on the floor all night while Elizabeth was off dancing at a ball. And yet, Elizabeth wasn't lazy. When she wanted something, she made it happen. Cross-country travel in days, palaces built in hours, policies executed with flair. She was opulent, chaotic, and terrifyingly efficient when she wanted to be. She died on Christmas Day, 1761, after a series of health issues. Her enemies rejoiced. Frederick the Great of Prussia called it the miracle of the House of Brandenburg, because her death saved him from losing the 7 Years' War. Elizabeth's corpse lay in state for 6 glitzy weeks, dressed in silver, naturally. The last full-blooded Romanov to sit on the Russian throne, she was a fever dream of imperial vanity, vengeance, and power, wrapped in a corset and dipped in champagne. She didn't just rule Russia. She owned the spotlight.